All right, this is my first time seeing the garden in like 3 days. We were gone on our annual camping trip. So these beans, I am definitely gonna pull them up. Well, I mean, they look like they're getting a little bit more green on them. But I think what's happening with them, it's just not a good spot for them. I think the squash somehow is affecting the nitrogen or their growth, because they're just not doing well. They should be much further along than they are. Cucumbers are looking good. And again, I haven't watered this stuff. It hasn't rained since we've been gone. And this looks good. This is the beets, a lonely cherry tomato. I don't even know what variety. And then the pepper. That stuff looks good. I'm sure everything is dry. Oh, not too bad. Looks like I'm losing some of my lettuce here. I think it's just way too shaded. These beets have shaded this stuff out. Lettuce, ground cherry tomatoes. Again, this stuff is like definitely needs to be watered. Eggplants look good. Wow. They are shading out this lettuce. This stuff needs to be watered badly. It's super dry. Tomatoes look good. This is very concerning to me, this cucumber. It is putting out quite a bit of flowers, and it just looks so yellow. I'll try to water it down real good and put some fertilizer on it. I'm not sure what's stressing it out. I knew that, yeah, this stuff is just dry. And this is one of my containers that has really struggled with holding in moisture. I think some of it has to do with my soil. But again, I did expect some of this stuff to die out. It's cabbage, it's cooler crop weather, and it's been in the high 80s, 90s, so they're kind of just stressed out. I might just harvest what I can and, you know, put something else in here. The green stock, all of this stuff needs water, all of it. The beans are yellow. Look at this eggplant. It's getting a little bit yellowing on here, so I know some of this stuff is just dried out. This is kind of expected. I'm gonna water this stuff down real good and add some fertilizer to it. I didn't hold out a whole lot for this lettuce. Might just pull this stuff out too. Again, you know, we're making that transition. We're headed into the hottest and longest time of the year. And this is more cool weather crops that I could plant again in the fall. I went ahead and harvested some of this lettuce and then even water it. And some of it has made its way back again. That's interesting. But yeah, I didn't think this lettuce would do well, so I harvested, but I left the root in and it's coming back up. But yes, all of this stuff needs water. Yeah, look at this kale. It is dry. Yeah, this stuff I'm constantly having to water it. It dries out so bad. And then yeah, everything for the most part is as I expected. You know, some things, watermelon has been struggling so far for me. I have not had much success in the watermelon area. The potatoes I knew would die off, so I will be harvesting this off real soon. I'm gonna let it completely die off, and then this area just, I might end up pulling the squash out. It is yellow, it's not doing much. It's attracting ants and aphids into the space. Look at this. They're having their way with this lettuce. I'm at this kale, so I'm gonna have to get in here, do some damage control. cucumber is in need of some help, and the star of the show is the strawberries. They look amazing. Look at these guys. Okra. All of this stuff just needs to be watered. That's what it just comes down to. Other than that, everything held up like I thought it would. All right, this space in here, again, still concerning is the yellowing that's going on with this winter squash. Oh look, I got a baby tomato on this plant, 2 of them. So that's nice. Tomatoes are very forgiving, and they actually don't like to be watered every day. When you do get around to watering them, they like to be deeply watered. Same thing with the peppers. They don't like a lot of water on them. That cucumber looks great. I transplanted this one before I left. Once again, the squash. I'm struggling in the squash area this year. Squash and the watermelon. This okra looks good. All of this stuff just needs to be watered down real good. And then let me see if I got any flowers on this squash. I am just thrilled with this squash. Look I got a baby cucumber on there. So this is my only squash that is doing well. So I'm thrilled about that. And then here's the watermelon, the one lonely watermelon. It needs water badly. The squirrels are still in here digging. They've got holes in here again. So, Oscar, you failed me. I think I'm gonna have to get some garlic and cayenne for them. Well, these tomatoes have finally started putting on their blossoms. And still concerning to me is this cucumber. And it has found its way to the ground where it can get more sun. I don't blame it. So I initially wanted it to trellis up here, but there's just no sun. So it has made its way to the ground. I'm not sure what to do about that. Well, I may have to just move the trellis. Maybe that's what I'll do. And then lots of beans. Lots of beans, lots of beans. We got beans everywhere. Look at this plant. It's climbing up here. It's, oh my goodness. Okay, it's gonna be like a hunt for the beans in this plant. But yes, there's beans everywhere on these pole beans. This is a Mayflower pole bean. Got beans all in here. I could probably start harvesting some of these beans. Look at these. It has put out quite a bit of beans. Waiting on these tomatoes to put on some blossoms now. I got my pole beans. They're still looking great. And these tomatoes have started setting their blossoms. And I think got a fruit in here. Got some baby tomatoes here. And then all that stuff I planted here, nothing grew. And let me see how this watermelon is doing in here. Oh wow. All 3 of them have come up and they look great. All right. This all looks good in here. Just needs a little bit of water and fertilizer. So let me get to it. This is 2 of the main fertilizers that I use. This Fish Emulsion and this Vermis Terra earthworm casting tea. And I use this maybe every other week. So twice a month on the plants, especially the ones that are struggling. It helps with leaf growth. The main thing to look at is the nitrogen. It's high in nitrogen and it's a 5-1-1. And I believe this is phosphorus and potassium. So it's definitely going to help these baby plants with that are struggling here with leaf growth. And then the worm casting tea I use like every week on them. It's basically earthworm poop, and you can use it at any stage on the plants. These are more for when the plants are putting on leaves. Once they start putting on actual fruit, I'll probably switch over to really just topping them off with a little bit more compost and some fertilizer, like my Dr. Earth, or some Trifecta. The containers especially, they need some type of support, because they get so depleted quickly when you are having any plant, especially if it's going to bear much fruit. It's going to get depleted quickly in containers, a lot faster than in the garden beds. So I have learned doing this season after season, if you want, you know, some type of production, you have got to apply some type of fertilizer. I like to do it the more organic route, but you know, I've found early on that especially in containers, they need some type of support. So I'm going to use the fish fertilizer on them today, because like I said, it's been 3 days. None of my plants have gotten any water. Some of them 4 days, and that's okay. And especially on the containers. And then later on next week, I will use the worm casting tea on them.